Hello guys, it's Jim Messenger. Today I'm doing an update video type of thing. Before I get into anything, I will be breaking this up into timestamps, so if you want to hear about a certain thing, like Beyblade for example, you can just watch that part. This is just kind of a update on what I'll be doing this year, because I think last year I definitely did a little bit more with my channel than I had been before, and I used to make update videos way too often actually, but I usually used to at least make one per year at the start of the year, and I haven't in 3 years now. So I won't be like restarting this every year, but I feel like I have done enough different now to where, yeah, maybe an update video is warranted. Um, so for a while now, I kind of just decided to shift a little bit more into an analytical route for some things, kind of. Um, and I've been doing more with that. Instead of just like unboxings or just other random videos, I have been doing more of these types of videos, which I have actually been having a lot of fun with. So what will I be doing this year? There's mainly just 6 things I'll be doing. Even that's debatable. So I want to get into those. So the first one, probably the easiest one to talk about, Amiibo. I decided to bring back Amiibo after not including it for like 5 years on my channel. So there's that. Um, and I think the videos weren't that crazy. I think they were just kind of okay. I think the Splatoon one was like decent, but like other than that, they weren't too crazy. If I happen to get more Splatoon Amiibo, I'll probably upload them, but other than that, I don't know if I'll really do much with Amiibo. I just wanted to bring them back to see how it went, and yeah, it wasn't the craziest thing. So maybe I'll do 1 or 2 in the year, but I don't imagine it'll be too much. A lot of those things I just had for a long time, so I figured I'd just unbox them. So yeah. Also, if the Smash line ever ends, I will cover all of that as well. I've had Amiibo sitting in box for over 4 years now, waiting for the Smash line to finish. Maybe that'll be this year if it does. And if it is, then I'll make a big unboxing on that, which I think will be a little bit better. But outside of that, yeah, Amiibo won't be too active. I just wanted to try it last year, and it didn't go as well as I would have hoped. Just in terms of, like, not even view count or anything, I don't care as much about that. I just mean, like, in terms of how I felt about them. Moving on. Next is, anime. I think anime was something I didn't do as much of. And I don't imagine it'll be something that I do constantly, but sometimes here and there I'll get some box sets. Maybe I'll even get a few at a time. Might see a few come out. We'll see. But they're just kind of things, when I get them, I'll get them. But unlike Amiibo, there definitely will be some this year. I just don't know when or how many, but there will for sure be at least some of them coming out here and there. Also, any sort of, pickup videos, which have been a little bit lacking recently, because I've only been doing them like twice a year at best, so I'll be doing another one actually really soon here for summer and fall of last year. And yeah, that'll be that for winter, and actually has the same time, or, well, not winter, that'll be it for like right now. And I guess there's also the Christmas box that I got, the box that I got for Christmas. I will be putting the video up for that about like an hour after this one, so yeah. That'll probably already be up by the time anyone watches this, if anyone does. So that's going up soon. After that, after those 2 videos though, I don't really know what else I'll be doing for anime. It'll happen eventually, I just don't know what it will be, or when it will be. But it'll happen at some point this year. Next up, weekly blazes. These are something I decided to bring back last year, and I've been having a lot of fun with them. But I'm not going to do as many this year. So I counted in total, there are 31, one of which has not come out yet, but once that's out, there will be 31 total for 2022. That's a lot. Sorry about the cut there. Anyway, weekly blazes, that's what I was talking about. So yeah, I want to cut these down in terms of how many I'm making. So there are 31 2022. I want to cut that down to maybe around 20 or so. 31's just a lot. I don't think I need to be doing them for more than half the weeks in the year. I definitely did a lot in a row, and I will probably do a couple more at the start of this year, but after that I might take like a month off. These aren't videos that like I make because like for views or anything. I just make them because I just like talking about random stuff. Just kind of like an extension of hobbies or whatever else. So they're just fun to make, but again, they don't need to be as often. Maybe like 1 to 2 a month will be kind of my average. And yeah, I won't do a giant consecutive mess of them like I did this time. So yeah. Moving on from that, Bakugan. So Bakugan is something that's always been very weird on my channel. Because I kind of just stopped doing it eventually a long time ago. I came back with Bakutek, and then kind of from there was well, in 2015, but after that's been kind of, all over the place. I feel like, some years it's a lot, some years it's like nothing. 2022, I tried to get back into the reboot with Bakugan Evolutions. And I also did some Bakutech stuff. I did some Bakutech reviews. Actually, quite a few of them. I finished the last 5 I had to do, and plus I also did 6 re-reviews. I guess I'll start with the reboot first. So the reboot, I will just be getting stuff whenever I get stuff. I tried to get back into it as well as I could, but it still just cannot interest me to the level that Bakutech does, so I probably won't be doing as much of it. But I will still be checking out Legends. I might do some videos on that. I might make a bigger video on Nova Bakugan eventually, we'll see. But yeah, I will definitely cover at least a little bit of it, and probably whatever big set comes out at the end of the year. I guess, not end of the year, they released the Genesis set really early, but I like the Genesis collection a lot, but like overall the reboot was just kind of, had my fun with it. I don't know if I'll get that invested into it again ever, but I will still do more than I did, hopefully, for like Geogun Rising or Armored Alliance, at least, an occasional thing. As for Bakutech, like I said, I basically finished everything I had to, did some re-reviews. I will still be doing Bakutech though. I will be doing monthly reviews on certain Bakugan. These will run from January through November. There are 11 Bakugan that I've never covered the original variant of. It's always been a recolor of sorts. So I will be doing the originals, giving them their own review. So there are 11 of those, so that'll be that. I might also at some point try to do some Bakugan armor reviews, basically the 7 of them in kind of the Bakutech review style, potentially. I don't know if that'll be this year or not. That depends on a different video, which I'll get to in a minute, but that could definitely be something that I do. Probably at some point, but again, I don't know if it'll be this year or not. If it is, I may increase how many Bakutech reviews come out a month, and then maybe do more of those later in the year. We'll see. Aside from that, though, 2 bigger videos I want to do for Bakugan this year. First one is, because I mentioned, going from January through November, that leaves December open. So for December, I do want to do a Bakutech tier list. Basically, I feel like some videos of mine, some older reviews, I thought about re-reviewing, but here's the problem. The main reason why I wanted to re-review certain things is just because I thought my scores were bad. So instead of doing that, I'm just going to make one big video to where I basically just give a definitive look at every Bakutech and rank them all in a tier list. So that's how I'm going to do it. That just seems like the easiest way to do it, so that's how I will do that. And I'll do that in December, because that's basically, because after those 11 reviews are done, and I won't be including armors on these either, but when those 11 reviews are done, that's kind of all I have planned for Bakutech. That's not to say I won't re-review something in the future, or I won't do individual reviews for things that were like locked in sets or something, right? I might do that eventually, but that's not this year, and I don't have any plans to at the moment, so that could very well be, at least for a while, the last Bakutech thing I do, and the last one I feel like I really need to do, so that'll come out in December. Now, kind of sooner, in like the first half of the year, I want to do a Bakugan Armors video. I've been planning on doing a Bakugan Armors video for a long time, and I have pretty much gotten to the point where I could probably record this. It was a very slow process to make, but yeah. Should probably do the recording pretty soon here. I am in college, so like I don't know when I'll really find a good time to. At the latest, it'd be like June for this video. I'm not like overly busy, I just don't know when would be a good time for me to do this, really. So I hope to make that sooner than June. I'm hoping for honestly like February or March, but again, worst case scenario, right? June. Because I also want to maybe do some editing here, some decent editing, and to make that a really cool video, because I feel like barely anyone talks about Bakugan Armors, and there have been people to cover it, but it's just not kind of to the extent that I would have liked. Not to say there's anything wrong with like the videos of people talking about Bakugan Armors. It's just nice to see people talking about it, honestly, but usually people talk about it, again, where it's like, oh hey, this is a cool thing that happened. That's kind of it. And again, nothing wrong with it. I just want to personally make a video that's way more in-depth and goes into a lot more with Bakugan Armors, and really it's probably the only big video we will ever get on Bakugan Armors is potentially that. I don't really know anyone else who's going to go out of their way to make something crazy for it, so I want to actually put some effort into it if this is possibly the only video that will ever exist to go really, really far into Bakugan armors. So that's kind of what I'm hoping to work on pretty soon here, and that's when I will release it, is hopefully first half of this year. I shouldn't say hopefully. I gotta do it first half of this year, because it's been way too long. But hopefully sooner rather than later, anyway. Yeah, that's it for Bakugan. Not kind of the main thing I'll be doing, but it will be something that's at least around quite a bit, especially Bakutech stuff and Bakugan armors. Next up, Bottleman. Bottleman is something that I've been covering every main release for. I'm having a lot of fun with it, actually. But I've only been doing like two types of Bakugan, not Bakugan, Bottleman videos, which are basically, I'll do an unboxing where I kind of give a first impressions review, and then I do a ranking when a whole line is done. I feel like, while I do like doing these, and I will continue to do them, I just feel like there's more that needs to be done here. First up, I've been doing Beyblade discussions, which we'll talk about Beyblade in a little bit, but for Bottleman, I want to do Bottleman discussions. Basically, since I talk about kind of the performance of Bottleman quite a bit, and that's kind of how I do the ranking videos, unlike Beyblade, but for Bottleman I do it more like, how good they are and stuff, right? So I want to make some discussion videos on Bottleman. My first one I have planned will be later this month, and that will be kind of a look at the first 3 Bottleman from Bottleman DX, the original 3 releases, and kind of just how well they've held up compared to some of the later ones. And then also, probably in February, I will do a discussion on Raid Brave DX and talking about that with the Dragogena DX magazine that it gets from that release, and I want to talk more about that. And yeah, that'll be fun. Hopefully we'll get the new releases, by the way, just mentioning this quickly, is those should be like mid to late January when they come out. The unboxings on those. But anyway, that will that Raid Rave discussion will be in February, hopefully. And yeah, I wanted to start doing more Bottleman discussions, kind of giving certain, things that maybe I did not talk about in my unboxing, and maybe I wouldn't talk about in the tier list, because maybe they'd just take way too long to talk about, or maybe it'd just be like something that wouldn't really qualify for the tier list. Just gives me more chances to talk about Bottleman, which I think is a pretty good thing. And it doesn't even have to be about like how good something is. It could just be a random Bottleman thing. Maybe I'll do like some kind of Bottleman discussions that are like news based. We'll see. A lot of potential there, so I want to start doing those. Also, I may start doing overviews for Bottleman, like a Bottleman, again, kind of like a full line, like the original system. It's the only example right now, and then whenever DX ends, maybe like a Bottleman DX overview. Basically just something to kind of give a very quick look at every single release, just talk a little bit about them, kind of a more polished up, shorter overview of each one, just to, again, just talk about them a little bit. And it'll probably make a longer video, but just each one gets a little bit of focus, just polished up, maybe a little bit more insightful versions of my unboxings, kind of, where I don't go into everything, and I keep kind of the performance stuff maybe out of it and leave those for the rankings. It just seems like something fun that might be worth considering at least. That's it for Bottleman. I do have, do have some plans to expand my Bottleman stuff, but it's nothing too crazy. It just kind of mimics my Beyblade stuff a little bit, I would say. Although, again, different direction, but anyway. Speaking of, getting into Beyblade, the last thing that I really need to talk about, it's like the last thing I really plan on doing this year, and, don't get me wrong, there's like a lot of things, like for Beyblade and Bottleman that, a lot of different things, but like in terms of like actual like series, it's like 6 basically. So for Beyblade, I definitely don't do as much, performance stuff like with Bottleman. I just do design and like, just kind of history stuff kind of in a way, just with how I talk about it, but yeah. So for Beyblade, I will continue to do unboxings for any new releases with an asterisk, because new releases are a little bit up in the air right now. I think we will be getting some stuff this year, but we don't know what it is. It will be more Burst, which is less likely, or maybe a 4th gen. I'll definitely be covering Gen 4 when that comes out, and we'll be talking about that quite a bit. Again, assuming that's this year anyway. Could be next year, but we'll see. I should still be here to cover that next year anyway, but anyway. Yeah, I will do any new Burst releases that come out, or not, okay, any new Beyblade releases, not just Burst. Yeah, any new Beyblade releases, I will cover them, as I have on, do an unboxing, and that's that. Also, Beyblade ranking videos, I've been doing these a lot more recently. So, this month, we will have the GT unboxing, GT ranking video, not GT, Sparking, I did GT already, Sparking, yes. So yeah, Sparking ranking video will be out later this month, and then The DB/BU one will be out next month, and that'll be it for the series rankings for Burst. I will still do motif rankings, like, for things like, Valkyrie and Spriggan, which I've already done, but we'll start off with Ragnarok in March. I'll probably do these monthly, but maybe sometimes here and there we'll do 2 a month, we'll see. Now, how I'm going to be doing these ranking videos is that I will do every motif that has at least 4 bays in the line. Anything less than 4 will not get its own video, but I will do a big video once I'm done with every motif that has at least 4 bays in the line. Eventually, later this year, maybe early next year. Just talking about anything with 2 to 3 bays in the line. Obviously, you wouldn't do it with 1 bay in the line, because, well, there isn't really anything to rank, but for 2 to 3, I don't think they're worth making really short videos on, so I'll just do those on their own. In one big video, right? So that's how I'll do that. And that's kind of how the ranking videos are going to go. Next up, discussions. I've been having a ton of fun with these. I've been getting more analytical stuff. Again, I did the color design video, or like the kind of BU overview type of video. That type of stuff will continue. Those, I don't know how often I will do kind of the hyper analytical stuff. Here and there for sure. But also just some fun discussions like, random stuff, like the Hasbro video, for example. I just kind of sat down for 20 minutes and talked about, Beyblade and why I don't like Hasbro. We'll see, just stuff like that. Might make a second one on Hasbro, we'll see, I don't know. But just kind of making random Beyblade videos, just talking about random stuff that is interesting, so we'll be continuing those for sure. Also, there's kind of the news side of discussions. Again, with Gen 4 or whatever else comes out this year, we'll be covering those as they come out. We'll be talking about them then. So, those will continue. Also, kind of like the Bottleman thing I mentioned, I might do Beyblade overviews. So I might start off, going all the way back. This is actually where I got the idea for doing overviews on, full lines of things, was from Beyblade. Looking back at my older Burst unboxings, they were not very good, honestly. I really don't think they even became, to what I would like now until, the start of DB. I actually think my Dynamite Belial video was, the first video I did where I actually am like, yeah, that was actually not bad. So, I will still eventually get to a DB overview as well as a BU overview. Might combine them, I'm not sure. And just talk about them there. We'll see. That'd be later this year. Or maybe even next year. I don't know how often I will do these, but I will start off with, these single layer bays and basically just talk about the whole line. Kind of just cover them better, because I did not really cover them well in my unboxings of them, in my opinion, at all. Not well at all, so yeah. I want to do those, hopefully, soon. I am kind of booked for January, because I already have videos going, scheduled throughout, the first half of January, and I'm making more stuff that's going to be going through, almost all of it. I'll have, 2 videos coming out later this month that aren't planned yet. Well, they're planned, but they're not, I haven't really recorded them. I have, everything else just recorded already. I'm putting up stuff, constantly. Probably when I upload this video, I will have, uploaded the other videos scheduled through January, I don't know, 24th or 26th. Just with a little bit of room to include some Bottleman videos on the 16th and 18th is when I'm planning on getting them, as long as they're here in time. They should be, hopefully. But yeah. So, yeah, anyway. But yeah, I don't know how often I will do the Beyblade overviews. I might do them monthly as well, but then again, I'm already doing the ranking videos monthly. I have a lot of other stuff. We'll see. I don't think it's that big of a deal. It's not that hard to record these videos. I have enough time to, right? If I was, really strict on time or something, then, yeah, maybe it'd be a bit harder. But I have enough time where I probably should manage it once a month. But again, it wouldn't start till February because January's booked. So, yeah. That's really all I have for the update. And just because I didn't mention something doesn't mean that I won't do it. I might do other stuff eventually. We'll see how it goes. But for now, that's everything. I'll try to end this before I just start talking in circles. But yeah, that's whole updates. Happy New Year. So hopefully 2023 goes pretty well, since I do have a lot of stuff planned. And hopefully, again, they continue to go well. Because I actually got pretty good views, and things were going pretty well last year. So hopefully to continue that momentum and stuff. And okay, now I'm rambling, but yeah, thanks for a good 2022, so yeah, anyway, that's all for this video, so thanks for watching, and bye-bye.